What's up, guys? It's your favorite QB coach, and give me 6 months of your time, and I'll give you the best golf swing of your life. So welcome back to the channel. In this particular video, we're going to be reacting to another Golf Digest video where me and Yuji-san are going to be working on his golf swing. So in the previous video, Yuji-san got a great improvement with the club shaft position at position 5 and position 6. However, he was getting too far underneath the plane and he actually topped the golf ball. So in this particular video, we're going to be talking about, why did he top the golf ball and exactly how to actually fix that if that happens in the future. So if you're interested in that, well, this is the perfect video for you, and let's go ahead and jump in. But before we get into the video, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, and that is Kiwi Golf Japan. If you're too busy or you just can't make it out to our locations for lessons, Kiwi Golf Japan is the membership site for you. With over 250 plus videos of golf instruction, we have everything on the site you could possibly want. So go ahead and check out that link down below, and now let's jump into the video. So like I said in the intro, this particular video, we're going to be reacting to another Golf Digest Minute video. It's going to be me and Yuji-san working on his golf swing. In the last video, we did an amazing job of making his swing a whole lot prettier. However, it's not necessarily effective yet. So we're going to be explaining the reasons why his swing is not effective, why he actually topped the golf ball in much more detail. But before we do that, everyone make sure to go like the video first. Make sure to go subscribe to Golf Digest Minute, hit the little bell notification, hit all the notifications and all that good stuff. Let's make sure this video is nice and full screen. And let's go ahead and jump into the video.
こんにちは。ゴルフがちょっとずつ上手になっているタレントのユージです。よろしくお願いします。
Hello everyone, my name is the Kiwi Coach, and thank you for watching.
はい、よろしくお願いします。Thank you very much. So last time we did about how far my hand goes and about the timing and stuff like that. But today we're gonna do why did I top the ball?
We did a great job at making your swing pretty.
Yes.
But it's not very effective.
True, that's true. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Exactly.
yet.
So Yuji's definitely going to be in this camp where your swing is looking prettier, right? So you're feeling much better, but you still have that, subtle little worry, why am I topping the golf ball? I know my swing is looking much more like the pro swing that we wanted to do, but I'm topping the golf ball. Why am I looking better, but hitting the golf ball worse? So the way I like to explain this, and I explain this in the video as well, is when you start to work on initial motions, most of the time, those motions are there to set you up for future motions that completes the whole golf swing. For example, if I change the top of swing in transition, I'm setting myself up to get into impact from position 5 into position 7. So if I fix the initial motion, like the backswing or the transition, but from there, the rest of the swing does not match up with the new motion, you're actually going to hit the ball worse than what you're hitting it before. So this is exactly what the client is going to be going through. This is exactly what Yuji-san was going through. So I wanted to take some time to explain to him, put the mind a little bit at ease, show him why he topped the ball and all that stuff. So let's jump ahead to when I start to explain why we topped the ball.
We'll also probably get similar issues, so I want to explain why that happened.
Okay. ちなみに僕のようにスライス球がよく出るカット軌道の方がドロー球を打てるようなスイングに変えると起こりやすいことなので、そういった方もたくさん見てくださっていることを信じて、そういった方々にもメッセージを今日は伝えたいです。
Okay, so let's have you sit up to the golf ball.
Okay.
And I want you to get into that what we call this position right here on the downswing is called P6.
P6?
Yeah, right around there.
Right there?
So in the after swing, guys, what you probably noticed was the club head was a little bit kind of far behind the hands, right?
It is, yeah.
So what happened here, because the club head was too far behind the hands, as it started to approach the golf ball, the bottom of the swing happened before the ball.
Okay.
So then as you started to approach the golf ball, it was ascending into the ball, and that's why you topped it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is a really common issue when we start to work with slicers and start to get the club shaft a little bit flatter, start to get the hands a little bit more behind them. What tends to happen is they do that motion too long on the downswing, and they actually end up getting too far underneath the plane as opposed to being too far on top of the plane. So the more and more you're on top of the plane, actually it's a lot easier to get the bottom of the swing at the ball or ahead of the ball. The issue is now you're kind of compromising the entry from kind of a bird's eye view, as well as from the entry from left to right, you're also compromising that as well. But when we start to get a little bit more hands behind, club shaft behind, and then keep that too long, we're now compromising the same thing except for in an opposite fashion. Now the club head's too far below the ball too early, it's too far from the inside or the left part. Most likely you're either going to drop the club head into the ground and chunk it, or you're going to ascend into the golf ball and you're going to top the ball. And Yuji was one of those players who actually ascended into the golf ball and ended up topping the golf ball. Which means, what do we have to do? Well, we have to do those other motions like we talked about prior in this video to get him to move the club head out towards the golf ball, get it more on top of the plane after position 5, so he can then get the low point where he wants to hit it and then hit the golf ball a whole lot better. So let's go into the part where I explain this to Yuji-san, and then I'm going to break it down in a little bit more detail as well.
What we learned recently was we were able to get the hands more down, and then from here, right around position 6, the club head was getting in this position here. Now, what needs to happen eventually now is as we start to get around this position, P5, the club actually needs to start to move outwards towards the golf ball so that we don't get underneath the plane.
So the way that we can actually move the club head out towards the golf ball is going to be through what's called a torque. So torque is going to be, when you move your hands in a certain direction, kind of the way that you move your hands, that in turn is going to twist the club head. And then if we can do what's called a steepening torque, that means the club head's going to move in a line more towards the hands and then actually past the hands and get it more out towards the golf ball. This is a very important movement from position 5 into position 7 so that we can stay on the plane or not get underneath the plane. And then also if we do the steepening move too much, we're probably going to get too far on top of the plane. So you really want to do the proper amount of steepening torque. So when we talk about steepening torque, really as we get to position 5, we want to see that initially the arrow, or imagine kind of like this little arrow where the hands are going to move towards, this arrow wants to go a little bit down and out towards the golf ball. And then from here, it's going to start to arc back in and then up. If you can kind of get that image, so it's a little bit more kind of this image right here, that's going to pitch the club head out towards the golf ball or have that steepening torque, which then in turn is going to align the club head to the hands like I talked about, and then get it back in front of the hands at the right point. So the more and more you do that steepening torque, so i.e. the more that this arrow is going to be going more kind of down and then drastically in and up towards my body like this, the more and more you steepen the club, the less you do that, the less you're going to steepen the club. So you definitely want to make sure that you have that image in your mind when you're doing that. Play around with the how much and when, and you guys are going to be just fine. But it's one of the most important moves when it comes to matching up kind of that transition move we talked about in the first video to this. It's really, really important. All right, that's it for you guys on YouTube, but before you guys click off, let me give you some quick wrap-up points. So when it comes to actually changing your golf swing, just remember, when you change initially, most likely, you're going to be changing motions that are going to set you up for success in the future. They don't guarantee success. You still have to most likely change from P5 into P7 to really get the results that you guys want to get. So just understand that initially your swing will look a lot prettier, it's going to look a lot better, but you might not get the effectiveness that you desire, and that's completely okay, right? Because you're in those first motions that you need to fix to set you up for those future motions. Once you start to get into the future motions like we showed Yuji-san here, you will start to get the ball striking a whole lot better, and everything's going to start to click and make sense for you guys. So if you guys are struggling with this and you guys want a professional's help, well, that's where the Kiwi Coach 6-month program comes into play, so definitely make sure to check that out. Also, we are launching our instructor Hiroshi-san, who will be taking lessons from a lot of you guys here in the future, or giving lessons, excuse me. So if you want to sign up for his lessons, make sure to get on the waiting list by hitting us up at kiwigolfjapan@gmail.com. Other than that, I'll like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.